In 1995, the Seattle Mariners defeated the New York Yankees in the American League Division Series and took the Indians to 6 games of the American League Championship Series. Hopes were high for the Seattle Mariners, as not only did they have an exciting team led by Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, and a young prospect in Alex Rodriguez, they also had a new stadium approved due to the amazing 1995 run. But unfortunately, the cheapness of the ownership forced the Mariners to trade away several key players, including Tino Martinez, who I did make a video about, so go ahead and check that out. In the 1996 season, the Mariners displayed their amazing offense throughout the regular season, with Alex Rodriguez nearly breaking out into an MVP, Ken Griffey Jr., Jay Buhner having career years,
to deep to right, just looking up his own hail, and that will fly away.
Continue to take care of business. Pitch on the way, swinging a drive deep to left field. We have liftoff. Goodbye, baseball. Upper deck in left field.
and Edgar Martinez maintaining his success off the 1995 season. But injuries to Randy Johnson hurt the starting pitching, and the bullpen had their issues as well, which contributed to a struggling season to fight for a playoff spot. Although the Mariners made key trades at the deadline, which did cost the team David Ortiz in the long run, the Mariners nearly made the playoffs, winning 10 in a row, including a sweep against the American League West leading Texas Rangers.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a soft liner to Alex at short. Makes the catch and the ball game is over. The Mariners sweep the Texas Rangers.
But a last week's slump caused the Mariners to miss the playoffs.
One deep to left field. This one is going and going into the upper deck one more time.
Going into the 1997 season, the Mariners traded for veteran starter Jeff Fassero off the Montreal Expos to add depth to their starting pitching, which already had a returning Randy Johnson and Jamie Moyer, who pitched well in the second half of the 1996 season. But the Mariners once again let several key players of the 1996 season leave for free agency, including Mark Whiten and solid relief pitcher in Mike Jackson, which left vacancies in the left field and the bullpen. Despite all that, the Mariners led the AL West throughout the season, with the core players being healthy for all of the 1997 season, which was the only time all those core players played with each other all season long, with Ken Griffey Jr. having an MVP season and Randy Johnson pitching a Cy Young quality season. Most notably, the Seattle Mariners broke the regular season home run record and held that record until 2018, which was broken by the New York Yankees. The starting pitching core of Randy Johnson, Jamie Moyer, and Jeff Fassero also carried the pitching throughout the entire regular season. But the awful bullpen cost the Mariners several games to the point that they needed to do something at the trade deadline. On July 31st, the Mariners went out to fix their bullpen. They first went to the Toronto Blue Jays to see what they can get. The Mariners were willing to give up their promising left fielder in Jose Cruz Jr., who was just called up in May, and showed his great potential as a solid player. The Blue Jays initially offered Dan Plesac and Joe Carter, but the Mariners did not want to pay the remaining $2.2 million portion of Carter's contract and $800,000 of Plesac. So the Mariners settled for Paul Spoljaric and Mike Timlin. Thanks to the cheapness of the Mariners' ownership once again, Lou Piniella was reached out for a comment on the trade, and here's what he said.
Any reaction from the other players that
talk to them?
Yeah, he didn't seem thrilled at all. Not long after that trade, the Mariners made another one. They gave up their prospects Jason Varitek and Derek Lowe for struggling Heathcliff Slocum. While Varitek and Lowe were major contributors to breaking the Boston's Babe Ruth curse in 2004, Slocum turned out to be a very inconsistent pitcher for the bullpen, with multiple runners being left on base. Although these costly trades did somewhat stabilize the bullpen to help the Mariners earn the American League West, the Mariners did eventually go down 3-1 against the Baltimore Orioles, where in Game 1, Randy Johnson was just pounded by Baltimore's offense. Game 2, where the bullpen melted down during a close game, which ultimately made it 9-3 Baltimore. Although the Mariners won Game 3 with an amazing pitching effort by Jeff Fassero, which nearly was ruined by Heathcliff Slocum, the Mariners would eventually fall in Game 4. The lackluster performance of the offense and a terrible bullpen contributed to losing to Baltimore, and it didn't seem that the Mariners were going to be able to compete in the World Series, especially with the issues the Mariners had. After the 1997 season, Randy Johnson asked for a trade due to the ownership not willing to give him a new contract and was traded at the 1998 trade deadline. And not long after, Mariner fans had to see Ken Griffey Jr. get traded to the Reds after the 1999 season, and Alex Rodriguez leaving for free agency after the 2000 season, which I did make a video on, so check that out as well. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that like button to help the algorithm. And what were your memories of the 1997 season of the Mariners? Put it there in the comments.